Hello there, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are well. In today's video, I am continuing the book series with another book called Get Organized by Ciara Conlon. It is an Audible original that you can only listen on Audible. So if you want, you can go and check it out. I loved it because it addresses all the different aspects of your life, from organizing your mind, your priorities, your goal setting, to all the way to your technology and your environment. I really loved this book and I have taken plenty of notes that I will be using in my own life because it is a very complete vision of how you should be organized as a person, and I have loved her approach and her tips and every single thing that she taught in this book. So please listen to it if you want to get more organized, if you want to learn how to organize your own technology at the same time, because I think that is one aspect that we sometimes forget to address, because technology is a big part of our lives as well. And if you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I am Sadaf and I make videos on confidence, productivity, mental strength, everything for women who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s and who aspire to excel in life and make their life a better experience. So please subscribe to my channel. I make videos every Monday and Thursday. So let's get started already with this video. I have taken the first 7 chapters of this book only because the last 3 ones are mostly related to everything about your sleep and developing positive habits, and these are things that I have talked about already in my previous videos. So I will link them below and I will let you check them out. And the 7 aspects that I'm going to be talking about in today's video are goal setting, clarifying priorities, productive planning, organizing your mind, organizing your environment, organizing your technology, and lastly avoiding procrastination. And so let's get started with the goal setting. For every single aspect, I have 3 tips to share with you that I found most valuable in the book, but I have to insist that the book is loaded with way more tips and tools and resources than what I am going to give you in this video. So definitely listen to it and take plenty of notes. So let's get started with goal setting. The 3 tips here are to, number 1, make sure that your goals are aligned to your values, and that asks for some self-reflection when you are setting your goals. It is not just about setting a goal in order to go into a certain direction, but that goal has to have a real meaning for you. Always check that out when you are setting your goals. Number 2 is to set goals in areas of life that need most attention. So which are the areas that are most preoccupying you right now in this moment, in this phase of your life? And the number 3 tip is don't focus on too many at once. So when you are setting your goals, make sure that you are focusing on those that are the most important ones, but do not start setting goals for 5, 6 aspects of your life. Instead, just focus on 2 to 3 maximum. I always recommend 3. More than 3 is going to be too much. So definitely focus on 3 goals and 3 aspects of your life that need work from you right now. So just focus on 3 areas of your life. So the chapter 2 is all about clarifying your priorities. So here she says that it is way more important to focus on getting things done than on making things look pretty. Instead of coloring and doing all that stuff which beautifies a certain thing, whether it is a table, whether it is your home, instead focus on getting things done and organizing, whether it is your computer, whether it is your home, in a way that you are after that way more satisfied of how everything is organized in your space. Now this is something that I do not entirely agree with, because personally I really like to have some aesthetic to whatever I'm doing, whether it is on my computer, whether it is in my home, because I feel that it really makes me feel better and I need that. But I understand that when you are in need of getting things done, it's important also to focus on doing as many things as you can do. So take it however you think is best for you. The second tip she gives here is to write down all the things that you think that you should stop doing. And the intention here is to simplify your life by doing only the things that you need to do and not focus on things that you don't even need to do. Sometimes we spend so much time on things that we do not even need to spend that much time on, and it is important to reconsider that and observe yourself and see what are the things that are consuming so much of your time and energy. For me these days it was social media. In the past I have been entirely away from social media, and now that I have gotten back on it, I feel like there is so much to explore and to see, and honestly it doesn't really bring me anything. But despite that, I have been spending a lot of time on social media, so now I try to focus a lot more on other activities which are way more creative. And the number 3 tip here is to focus on the quick wins, because when you work on little tasks that are not going to take you more than 2 minutes, that is something that gives you instant gratification, and it's very important to focus on as many of these tasks as possible, because you are getting things done and you are feeling more confident along the way. Do focus on your little quick wins. Have some of them at least every single day. And that brings me to the next chapter, which is called productive planning. And here the first tip is to have a planning session monthly and weekly, so that you can set your priorities right for your month and for your week. In that, she really recommends you to write down all the responsibilities that you have in your life, and then according to that you are going to plan your entire month around all those responsibilities that you have. And another tip that she gives here is to rely entirely on your calendar, so that you can keep your mind free, because our minds are not programmed to keep that much information. That brings me to the next tip, which is the decision making fatigue. I'm sure that you have come across this topic as well. It is that every single decision that we make in life are taking away energy from us. So whether it is deciding which clothes you are going to wear, or you have to make sure that the decisions that you are making are high quality decisions, and that you are not just making little decisions about what to wear. The more decisions that you have to make in your day, the more it is taking away your energy. So make sure that you are only focusing on the most important decisions in your life, and do not make your life complicated by having too many decisions to make, whether it is to decide about your clothes, about your room, about the color of this and that. These are decisions that are also part of life, but they should not take too much of your energy. So make best use of your decision making ability by focusing on the most important decisions in your life. The third tip is to allow yourself to focus on different tasks by having those tasks scheduled in your calendar. For example, if it is a job search category, if you have to search for a job every day or every other day, have a block in your calendar that is entirely for that, and then you can add tasks to that category that are related to your job search. And then if you have filming days, on those days you can add all the tasks that are related to filming. I have tried this and it works really well, but in order to do that you should have a lot of self-discipline, because if that day you do not feel like searching for a job, or you do not feel like writing, for example, and you have writing in your calendar, then you will not be able to follow that. But in that case also you can develop some flexibility and maybe do something else that you feel like doing that is still helping you make some progress towards your goals. So the number 4 chapter is all about organizing your mind, and in this respect the first tip she suggests is to, in order to prevent cognitive overload, to allow yourself some mind detox by clearing out all the clutter from your mind. And you can do this also by something she calls mind download, which means getting everything out of your mind and writing that down on a paper. The number 2 tip she gives here is to monitor your thoughts by making them as positive and as constructive as possible. And the number 3 tip she gives is to switch off your telephone or your notifications, and whenever you are waiting in a queue or whenever you have some extra time, read a book or listen to a book, so that you are taking care of yourself. You are listening to something that is empowering, instead of wasting your time on those notifications that at the end take up too much of your time but do not really add any value to your life. That brings me to chapter number 5, which is all about organizing your environment. And in this chapter, number 1 thing she suggests is to choose a section of your home that you are going to start with, in order to clean and organize that section of your home first, and after that you can move on to other sections. So what is most important to you, you know that better for yourself. For me personally, I really always prefer to start by my room, because I know that if my room is clean and after that I get tired while I am cleaning any other room in my home, I can go back to my room and have some rest because it is already all clean. So for me, it's very important to start by my bedroom. The number 2 tip here is to set yourself time goals or task goals to organize your home, which means that either you say that I'm going to clean my home every single day for 30 minutes, or instead you are going to give yourself some tasks tasks that you are going to do every single day. One of the task goal that I can give you an example of is to do all the windows, for example, on a certain day, or for example, do the wardrobe on a certain day. And as for the time goal, she suggests that scheduling it in your calendar is going to be very helpful to have some time every single day or every single week to do the organizing in your home. And the last tip that I learned from her is the one in, one out policy. And this is something that I really love, because she says that whenever you buy something, always make sure that you give something out for donation. I love this concept because we sometimes buy too much, but we do not necessarily think about donating. And it's a beautiful concept to always donate one thing for one thing that you are buying. So always aim to eliminate the unnecessary things and make space for better things in your life. So the chapter 6 is all about organizing your technology, and this has been very helpful to me because personally I am not that organized in my technology at all until now, and I'm making that effort now. So the number one thing she says is that unless you are really managing well your social media, otherwise set boundaries to yourself. And these boundaries can be either time boundaries, for example, they are related to how much time you are allowing yourself to spend on social media, and that can be divided into 3 time slots throughout the day. For example, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes during lunchtime, and 10 minutes in the evening, or maybe 30 minutes altogether. But the limits can also be set as location limits. For example, you can be using your social media while you are at home at a certain place. Depends on what your needs with social media are. The number 2 tip I got is about email, because we get a lot of email and we have almost that email overload in our inboxes. So of course there are many different tips that you are going to get about that, but one tip that really stood out to me in this book is the FAT method, which means that whenever you open an email, you process it entirely using the FAT method, which means that either you are going to file that mail, which means that you are going to put it in a folder that you have created, or you are going to take action on that, which means that either you are going to schedule that in your calendar, for example, to do a certain task that is related to that email later at a time when you will have some time, or instead you are going to reply immediately to that email. But she says never leave an email unprocessed into your mailbox. And T is for trash, so get rid of everything that you do not need and trash that immediately. And the number 3 tip I got is to do regular backups of your files, of all your data, and add it to your daily routine. Do that daily. And this is something that honestly I really need to do, because whether it is my photos or whether it is my files, they are not at all organized the way I would like to in my folders. So this is something that I'm working on this month as well, and I hope that by the end of this month I will have sorted out this problem of mine. And that brings me to the last chapter that I will be talking about in this video, and that is all about avoiding procrastination. And procrastination affects many of us, and there are different reasons for that. If you don't know what procrastination is, it is all about putting off until tomorrow something that you can do easily today, when you even know that your delay is going to have negative consequences. And how unfortunate is that? But I personally also have been procrastinating a lot in the past and then catching up on the work at the last minute. But there are also different reasons that make us procrastinate, whether it is a lack of clarity or the anxiety that is associated with a certain task, for example your finances and your money management, or overwhelm maybe because you don't even know where to start, maybe a lack of self-control because you do not have a control over how you are living your life. Whatever the reason, here are 3 tips that are going to help you get rid of procrastination. And the number 1 is the 10-minute rule, which means that you are going to give yourself 10 minutes to do any task, whatever it is that you are procrastinating on, and you know best what that is. So just give yourself 10 minutes and set the timer and do that task for 10 minutes only. And even those little chunks actually matter a lot. So whether you are going to get something done or not in those 10 minutes, the most important thing is that you manage to face that fear and you manage to put yourself to start that task, because starting out is the most difficult part. So start the 10-minute rule, and you will see that even that by itself is going to give you little results that are going to add up over time, and that is going to help you make progress on that goal anyway. The number 2 tip here is to eat a frog every morning. Every morning start your day by doing something that you fear, that is difficult, that is a big task, and do that the first thing in the morning. And that's the book by Brian Tracy that I have also listened to, and just doing that is going to make you more capable, more confident in in your abilities. It is going to make you face your fear, and that itself builds your skill and your stamina of doing your work. So eat one frog every morning. And the last tip is all about dividing your bigger tasks into smaller chunks that you can do every single day or on a weekly basis, so that you can get bigger things done by doing little things every single day. That will also make the task appear manageable and digestible, and it's really going to help you make progress by just focusing on the smaller chunks of your task. And lastly, what I would like to also add here is that procrastination is not always bad, because sometimes it can also allow you to work on your creative powers and actually to come up with better solutions afterwards. So do not always blame your procrastination as a very bad thing, as a very bad habit, because studies have also shown that procrastination helps you make better decisions, but do not make it something that blocks you from making any progress at all. So these were the takeaways that I wanted to talk about in this video, but I would really recommend that you listen to this book and you can check out the reviews by yourself. You will see that it has helped many people. I think there were 600 something reviews, so check it out. I will give it a 5-star for myself because I absolutely loved this book. That's it for this video. I hope that you found some valuable information. If yes, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I make videos every Monday and Thursday, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.